In a city of spectacle and grandeur, the biggest show in town right now is right here, Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. To kick off, here's Will Lutz. And away we go at Allegiant Stadium. This return starts at the 5. Finds some space, he's past the 30. He'll begin from the 36 as the returner's brought down. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. They motion the tight end over. Throwing to start this game. Complete here to Bowers. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's good for a Raiders first. Now a give running right. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
You know you love some of my buzzwords, kid. I know you do. And this one was about willpower. He got the rock a long way from the chains and put his teammates on his back for a heck of a run and a great try at that first down.
Back-to-back carries here. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. Just a single yard, but that's going to be enough to move the chains.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
1st and 10 from the 41. First give of the game here to Raheem Mostert. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Alex Singleton makes the tackle. The dose of the hurry-up offense here. Another carry for him. And he's brought down for a loss.
His goal's pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you can come inside and bury that runner before he gets started, the better.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
Kate, if we weren't dealing with a little bit of wind out there, I'm not sure that kick has enough steam to make it. In track, they call that wind aided. In football, they call it 3 points.
So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. First play, they go quick out to the left, complete. And he's tackled for a short gain.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Second down now, 7 to go. Nix from the gun. They connect on the deep shot. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Running back sent in motion left. Throwing on first down, Nix. He brings it in. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. This one's a little touch pass forward to his man coming across. Touchdown, Denver! Will Lutz now on for the extra point. His kick is good, for the moment at least, as we've got a flag down on the field. I think they're going to get him for hitting the kicker. So they tag him for roughing the kicker, and now this kickoff's going to come from the 50. Let's see if they locked in and try to stick him deep. Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. He's got the squiver. He's stopped on the return at the 27. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tried getting that one to Brock Bowers. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. He's on the move. He's got Bowers working the sideline. And he'll be at midfield here as he gets out of bounds. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Lone back gets the handoff. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Play action on 1st down. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Talanoa Hufanga makes the play. And the Broncos take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season.
At their own 27-yard line.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. First run of the game for J.K. Dobbins. And they'll only let him get up to around the 28 before taking him down. Only a couple of yards. We're back, and it is Broncos football as we resume. They'll have it 2nd and 8. From the 28 to his back, J.K. Dobbins. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Third down run by Dobbins. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
3rd and inches, and you hate to see that run go backwards. I just take myself back to a huddle, and you know you're imploring your guys, listen, just give us a little bit of a push, and we will move the sticks. Instead, well, the defense is energized with that stop.
And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. And it'll be Raider football. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Running back sent in motion. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. That's complete to Bowers outright. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Catch is made down the right sideline. They pick up 20 yards there. And that's a Vegas first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
They go play action on first. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
He's on the move. And he goes out a little short of the 40.
Well, the QB made something happen and got some yardage when the play didn't develop right, and even got himself out of bounds to avoid a hit. The only negative at all is he couldn't quite get the first down.
Left side, gets it out quick, and it's caught. What a hit. He gets flipped.
No gain on the play.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Back to throw. Got a man, Bowers has it. Down the left sideline he goes. What a time to rip off that type of gain, huh? Gets him the first on fourth down.
That's good for Las Vegas. First and goal at the 1-yard line.
They'll try and punch it in. Runs it in for the Las Vegas touchdown. The Raiders take a second quarter lead. And he has made this a habit this season. That's his 10th rushing touchdown so far. Carlson good on the extra point. And the Raiders push their lead to 3. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback.
They're on the 30-yard line.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. It's a sweep. He pops the pass forward. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Hey, don't get me wrong, Kate. Every defensive guy, they watch tape in their own ways. The linebackers, well, they're a little bit like quarterbacks. They got to develop that sixth sense by watching that tape so they can diagnose and get home in a hurry like he just did.
Nicks off the play action. He's going to dump this one off to the fullback. Complete. And he crosses the sideline a yard or two beyond, it looks like the 30.
Call it feel, Kate, call it instincts. I don't really care what you call it, but the best QBs, they can sense it. They know when that pressure's coming, and they know how to avoid it. Keep that play alive. Extend it outside of the chaos, and go get your offense a completion.
And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. 16 yards on the play. And the Broncos will have a first down. So it's the 2-minute warning here from Allegiant. And it's the Broncos with a 1st and 10. They'll throw again. Nix. Cut by Sutton. And he gets in. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos get some late points and the lead. Cortland Sutton, the touchdown. And the kick is good. And we're going to have some extra yardage added to the kickoff on the roughing call. Well, that right there is going to draw some significant ire from his coach. Close game, and he makes a critical mistake committing that personal foul.
Yeah, you're already fighting to erase the deficit. You cannot afford to give that offense gifts like that.
They kick the running back in motion. Now they'll throw out of the gun. And he's touchdown after a nice pickup there to get the first.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Throwing from the gun here. Launches one deep downfield. Brought in inside the 20. He does it. Touchdown. The Raiders get some late points and the lead. And with that score, he's reached a benchmark he's long had his eye on. 30 touchdowns in one season. And he's going to come away pleased with how well he has played to put up that kind of number this year. That one splits the uprights. And the Raiders push their lead to 3. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Return starts at the 3. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Nix. That one's cut along the left sideline. They touch him down, but a great pickup, and it's good for a 1st. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their 1st. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Only took them 1 play partner, and they've already made it to that 40-yard line. Nix with it on 1st. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Shotgun snap to Nix. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they're going to be down close to the 35 as he goes out. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains. On 1st and 10, here's Nix. The throw finds Evan Ingram. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that'll be good for a Denver 1st. Nix from the gun. He rolls to his right. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
It's one thing to draw all these routes up when you're in the pocket. It's quite another when a play breaks down. Timing on routes change when you leave the pocket and scramble. What a great adjustment to still deliver a clean ball.
Going jumbo set on this 1st and goal. Dobbins goes up and over for the touchdown. The Broncos take the lead just before halftime. with the touchdown. His kick is good, for the moment at least, as we've got a flag down on the field. I think they're going to get him for hitting the kicker. Well, that right there is going to draw some significant ire from his coach. Close game, and he makes a critical mistake committing that personal foul.
Yeah, you're already fighting to erase the deficit. You cannot afford to give that offense gifts like that.
And he gets crushed by a big hit right at the 25 to end that return. Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on first down. Looking to throw. He's going deep this time. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. The rookie from Texas comes up with it. And the Broncos do not get the return all the way back. That's going to bring us to the end of our first half. That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the third quarter. Well, if you love high-scoring games, no doubt you have been glued to your television so far. And no signs of slowing down as we begin our second half. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. They're out and set, 1st and 10. We get it on the ground here with Dobbins. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They pick up 20 yards there. And the Broncos will have a first down. Throwing here, Nix. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
He's got the hook up to Ingram. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He finds 37 yards on the play to move those chains.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
They'll run on first down with Dobbins. And they make the play at the 23, a gain of only a little. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Quick touch pass to the receiver. And that hit stops him in his tracks. Call it no gain on the play, and that brings up 3rd and 9.
That's one of those plays when you call it, you expect to get decent yards every time. Seeing it stopped at the line, man, that's deflating offensively.
Running back sent in motion. On 3rd down, here's Nix. This is hauled in by Ingram. And that will not be enough for a first down.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes, they so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
Bertolet able to knock it through. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7.
You know, you look at that third down play, looking back, and it really turns into a three-point play. It's why situational work is so critical. Coaches talk about it all the time. Sure, you love the field goal, but man, they would have loved a touchdown more.
Mostert on the return. Good looking return here, and he's got room. His return reaches that 34-yard line before he stopped. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Plowing up the middle. And he heads out of bounds. Great pickup on that run. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
They'll throw it. Caught, nice gain left side. And he's able to get this down to the 36. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And that's good for a Raiders first. Throwing now, off play action. Caught at the 10-yard line. And he goes out of bounds after getting them to the 7. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And they'll make this stop after a small push to the 5. It's 2 yards on the gain, and now it'll be 2nd and goal. Going ground game again here. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Offense in the hurry up here.
A gain of 40 yards. It's now 3rd and goal.
Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete.
You know, down here in the red zone where there's a touchdown on the line, you really want to read the quarterback's eyes as a defender. Make sure you know where that throw is going and get in position to swat it away. That is well done.
Looking to throw. And this will be a Las Vegas touchdown. The Raiders start the 2nd half with some needed points. Carlson now to add one more. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Raiders bring it back to even. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. He's going to field this at the 2. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's Nix to throw. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, he falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete.
Oh, that drop is such a bummer because it ruins the payoff of such a well-designed play, Kate. Got the man open, beat the coverage, then you got to go finish it. You got to go make that catch. I will say, keep that one in mind. They could revisit that play in the future.
Quickly looking left, and it's complete. And he gets it up close to the 25 before he's out of bounds.
You know, I don't mind the scheme. In fact, I like the call. Just not on that 3rd down in particular. Need to get it closer to the sticks to have a chance to move those chains.
He has it at the 22. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. That one scored as a massive 67-yard effort. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Play action on first down. He's trying to push the field. He's got it inside the 25. And that is a touchdown. The Raiders take a lead just before the end of the third. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right? You know, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. You got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's Nix. Wow, wide open here, complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 30-yard play, Brock, and they've got a fresh set of downs. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Throwing on 1st down, Nix. He fires one deep down. This is caught inside the 15. Give him 30 yards on that one. And that'll be good for a Denver 1st.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down. Nix now to throw. This throw is caught. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
Rhythm. You hear me talking about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. And he gets in. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos now trailed by just a point in the 4th. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
That one right down the middle. And the Broncos tie this game up. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
Hey, not a bad play by any means. There's room for more, and they know it.
At the 33-yard line.
From the 33 on 2nd down. Got a man, Bowers has it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's a Vegas 1st down. They'll try and throw it here. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll go out of bounds close to the 35-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Second and 1. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Dre Greenlaw picks it off. 30. He's at the 10. And it's a touchdown as he brings it back for the pick 6. Thrown at the depth where linebackers come into play in coverage, partner, and sure enough, one of them jumps it and takes it to the house.
You say that. You know what I think about? I think about the depth finder on my fishing boat. You're absolutely right. This is where these linebackers love to lurk and could do some serious damage.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. And this won't be a return. It's going to be a touchback, but because it hit in the landing zone first, Brock, per the new rules this season, the ball comes out to the 20 and not the 30. They're out and set, first and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And his charge towards the line, that's right around 3 yards. Working quickly here.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
They give it to him again. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 2.
Back to throw it. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Shotgun handoff for Mostert. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a first with some room to spare.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Option design here. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
This ball's cut by Bowers. And this one does not go far. We're down to the 2-minute warning here in Vegas. Raiders losing by 7. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. He's back to throw. That's caught for the first. And he's taken down at the 30. Give him 13 on that play. And that's good for Raiders first. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. Raiders moving quickly, trying to get set as the clock continues to run.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Setting up to pass. And he drives this forward to the 6. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I'm sure Coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Going ground on 1st and goal. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know they say it any time he comes up in an interview, but they appreciate having him on this defense so much, Kate, because of plays like that one. Those are great instincts. It takes instincts and want to come up and run support, and not many corners can make that stop.
Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. It's 2nd and goal. Back to throw. just see space, and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there.
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is.
And he's going to run in for 2. Oh, they gambled the entire game on that call, and now they're in line for the win. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And they won't return this, so with the new rules and because it hit in the landing zone first, the touchback will only come out to the 20. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And that's incomplete, and it also stops the clock with just 5 seconds left. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And now it's 2nd down. Here he is to throw. Trying to push it deep downfield. And this one falls incomplete. No miracles on the final drive today. This game is over. So put this in the win column for the Raiders. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with the victory. With Brock Ewart and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Raiders winners as we bid you farewell from Las Vegas.